Good morning, students. We've finished our lessons on algebra, so now we are moving on to measurement. Some of you might be saying, "Oh, we have already gone through some measurement lessons in semester one. Why are we going through again?" Bear in mind, last term we only managed to do area and perimeter, so there are still concepts on conversion as well as volume that were not covered in term two. So now we will need to go through these concepts. In fact, I'll probably need just one lesson to go through these two concepts. Let's quickly recall some of the concepts on reading of scales. So first and foremost, before you learn how to read from a scale, you need to know the different measurements available for measuring length. So in terms of measurement, you have length, in kilometers, you have meters, you have cm, you have millimeters. Okay, so do take note of the conversions. So whenever you need to convert from kilometers to meters, you have to, times 1000. From meters to cm, you got to times 100. From cm to mm, you got to times 10. But when you need to convert from mm to cm, you have to divide by 10. Cm to meters, you got to divide by 100. Meters to kilometers is divided by 1000. This is something that I hope all of you have already memorized. So this is actually the basis of conversion. Okay, by year 7, you should know this very well. So for example, now we want to convert kilometers to meters, where as you can see, from kilometers to meters, we have to times 1000. So how many zeros are there in 1000? There are 3 zeros, so you need to move 3 decimal places, 1, 2, and 3. So that's how you get this answer, 408.7. So the next one, from meters to cm, so we have to times 100. So times 100, since there are 2 zeros in 100, I got to move 2 decimal places. That's how I get 4580. Next, from meters to mm. So first and foremost, we got to know, okay, from meters to cm is 100. And then from cm to mm is another 10. So in total, we need to move, we have to multiply by 1000. So 1000 has how many zeros? There are 3 zeros, so we move 3 times. That's how we get the answer. Okay, next one. What about, cm into kilometers? Oh, that will be a problem, isn't it? So from cm to meters, you have to divide by 100. And then from meters to kilometers, you have to continue to divide by another 100. So it's another 100. So another 100 will be, which is, you have to divide by 2, 4, 2, 4, 1, too many, 1 0 too many. Okay, let me erase it. Oh no. So for this case, because cm to meters, you have to divide by 100. Meters to kilometers, you got to divide by 1000. So in total will be divided by 100 times 1000 equals to 100, 000, 245, 245, correct. So you got to move 5 times, 2, 4, 5 zeros. So 5 zeros, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 0.00. So that's how I get the answer, 0.00364. Okay? What about this, 6 and 1/5 meters? So we know that 1/5 meters is actually 6.2 meters, isn't it? So 6.2 meters to cm, I have to times 100, isn't it? So that's how I have to move 2 decimal places, 1, 2. So that's how I get 620, okay? It should not be 25, sorry, it's supposed to be 620 here. Okay, my mistake. Okay, let's carry on. Okay, And from here, you need to learn how to read ruler from a ruler. So not as direct, okay. You need to know the gaps in between. So from 2 to 11, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 gaps. So it's 9 cm. Next one. Oh, this is a little bit more challenging. Let's start from 7 to 14. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gaps here. And this is half a cm, so it's 7.5 cm. Everyone okay? What about challenging questions like this? Okay, don't be too worried about it. So what you need to do is look at the big units first. So from here to here, these are the big units that is being covered. So from here, 4 to 14, we know is 10 cm. So what about these small little gaps here? So small little gaps here is 0.3 over here. Okay, this small little gap here is 0.3. And this small little gap here is 0.6. So the total will be 10.9 cm. So far okay, everyone? Okay, what about measuring cylinder? Okay, so it's almost the same skills, but now because there are different type of measurements on measuring scale. Like for example, for this case, as you can see from 250 to 500, there are 5 gaps here. So 5 gaps, it is 250 ml. So one gap is actually 50 ml. So there are 2 gaps here. So now it's 50 times 2 is 100. 100 plus 250, that's how you get 350 ml. What about next one here? Next one here, there are 5 gaps here. 5 gaps. And it is 500 ml. So one gap is actually 100 ml. So from here, since it's the 4th one, that's how I get 1400 ml. Okay. Next one here, yep, it's the same scale as the first one. So each gap is 50. So it will be 650 for this one. So far, okay? Let's move on. Next one, okay, so this case is every gap is 100. So for this case is 1800 ml. This one, each gap is 50. So this is actually 450 ml. This one, each gap is 100 ml. So this is actually 1100 ml. Okay, there are 3 questions here. I would like you to try on your own. Okay, pause the video. Okay, once you're done, I'll continue playing it. I'll give you the answer. So for this case is 800 ml. This one is actually 600 ml. This one is actually 550 ml. Okay. So next one, okay, reading from speedometer. So I'm sure one of these days, you'll be learning how to drive. So it's important for you to learn how to read from a speedometer. So for this case, again, we're using the gap concept. So there are 4 gaps here. So 4 gaps, and it's a difference of 20 kilometers per hour, isn't it? So one gap is actually 5 kilometers per hour. So from 60 to this part, there are 2 gaps. So 2 gaps would mean 10 kilometers per hour. So 60 plus 10 kilometers is actually 70 kilometers per hour. That's how you go about interpreting a scale like this. What about next one? Okay, so since we know that one gap is actually 5 kilometers per hour. Okay, so there are 3 gaps from here to here. There are 3 gaps. So it's 15 kilometers per hour. So 80 plus 15 is 95 kilometers per hour. This one? Yes, you're right. This person is probably in heaven by now. He's driving too fast. Okay, so each gap is 5. So 180 plus 5, 185 kilometers per hour. Okay, Thermometer. Interesting. Okay, can someone tell me what's the difference between Fahrenheit and degrees Celsius? Well, it's just basically measurement for temperature. In places like America, they actually use Fahrenheit more than degrees Celsius. So in our part of the world, you know, we use degrees Celsius. Okay, so for this case, you know, for this and we focus on the degree Celsius component. So for this case, the reading here is actually 0 degrees Celsius. Next one here, so this is about 24 degrees Celsius. Next one, this is about 42 degrees Celsius. Okay, reading of scale on a measuring weight measurement station, for example. Okay, you need this scale again when you are going to the supermarket. It's quite hard to find such scales nowadays, of course, because most of the scales are digital. So for this case, again, you got to read. Okay, from here to here is 100. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gaps. So there are 5 gaps, and the difference is 100. So one gap is actually 20. So for this case, there are 2 gaps here. It's 40. So the mass is actually 600 plus 40 is actually 640 grams. Okay, what about this one here? Okay, this one is actually, let's do the rounding off, it's more towards 700 grams. Okay, this one is more towards 2,800 grams. What about this one? If you are standing on a traditional scale, it looks more like 72 kg. Okay, so this is actually the last skill that you need to learn. Okay, after this you can carry on completing those exercises online and also in the textbook. Okay, thank you.